Since May of 2016, medicinal marijuana shops like this,
15 a gram, 40 an eighth, and an eighth is 3.5 grams. So we just weigh it out right here.
Are no longer allowed to open new locations in Kern County or the city limits of Bakersfield, following a moratorium that banned medicinal and recreational shops.
So what we need to do is we need to bring the citizens of Kern County and Bakersfield into what the future of cannabis looks like.
Bakersfield attorney Phil Gannog is on a mission this November to change the current laws prohibiting new medicinal marijuana dispensaries from opening in the unincorporated areas of Kern County and Bakersfield. He's authored Measure O and Measure J. Measure O would lift the ban on commercial medicinal marijuana activities in the city limits of Bakersfield, and Measure J would lift the ban on commercial medicinal marijuana activities in Kern County.
Writing the initiatives on both for the city and the county, I didn't want to create any artificial monopolies. I wanted these two pieces of legislation to be transparent. Police can come in, anybody can come in and look at the books. I wanted to write it in a way that benefited the consumer.
Gannog has spent over 10 years advocating for medicinal marijuana rights for citizens in Kern County and believes medicinal marijuana will bring jobs and tax dollars to Kern County. But if neither O or J pass, existing medicinal marijuana shops formed before the initial ban will be forced to close in 6 months. Another measure on the November ballot, Measure K, which would lift the ban on both medicinal and recreational marijuana. But Gannog says he's against Measure K.
The other thing that K does, it creates a cap on the number of dispensaries that it recognizes to be allowed to operate in the county. And caps are monopolies. You know, anytime you have an artificial limitation on supply, then it allows those suppliers to manipulate the price.
According to the county planning director Lorelei Oviatt, this would not be a total ban on marijuana, but it would provide new parameters for the supervisors to monitor.
Both initiatives specifically do not allow the total banning of cannabis activities. However, both include a variety of limitations on cannabis activities, that it can only be amended by another vote of the people. However, there are portions of the initiatives that do allow your board to bring forward a variety of ordinances.
Some of the ordinances could limit the number of permits to specific locations and obtaining licenses as well. Oviatt says a cannabis task force is recommended, which could cost the county between $1.2 and $1.7 million. On the other hand, they would become eligible for state cannabis funding. The owner of Budville, Steve Deuce, says he is doing his best to work within the county's demands so that his medical marijuana shop will become officially licensed and will not be shut down in 6 months.
The front door will be changed out for handicap. There's going to be 2 handicap parking spots put into the parking lot. It'll all be restriped.
Along with having to add a dumpster outside and a unisex bathroom inside, Deuce will also have to upgrade his electrical system and ensure his building is up to fire code safety regulations before the 6-month deadline. But he is confident that voting in favor of Measure J will make things easier on his shop.
Most likely support the county measure for the medical marijuana regulations.
Now, only voters who live in the unincorporated parts of Kern County will see Measure J and K. But if you live in the city limits of Bakersfield, you will be able to vote on Measure O. For a complete list of all of the marijuana measures included on this year's ballot, head to our website, turn223.com.
Well, there's a new wave of fake Facebook pages, but these aren't out to influence our politics. They want us to buy T-shirts. A CNN investigation revealed 1,700 fake pages, and this is a picture of one of them. They seem to advertise women's march events. Tens of thousands of people RSVP'd through these pages, which didn't have the correct March date, by the way. According to CNN, the pages were run out of Bangladesh. It says they're designed to lure Americans with political pages, then get them to buy stuff. Experts say it shows how influence campaigns can and do work. Chris?
That's some sad news to start the Now News feed here. North Carolina trooper killed at a traffic stop this morning, and he was an 11-year veteran of the patrol. Authorities arresting a suspect after that attack. Well, the United Nations says more births happening outside of marriage. Researchers pointing to cultural and economic shifts. 40% of births in the U.S. now happen outside of marriage. Water levels, they are going down in Texas. I mean, crazy flooding this week, forcing people to evacuate around a river in the central part of Texas. It destroyed a bridge, and crews had to make water rescues. Well, brushing, flossing, swishing, Well, we all need to do it. We know that. But some groups are standing up against fluoride despite its proven benefits. Now, people who are anti-fluoride believe it lowers our IQ. It can cause things like anemia, Alzheimer's, acne. Others think fluoride's meant to help the sugar industry because it encourages people to eat more candy without getting cavities. In fact, there are so many people who are against fluoride, dozens of cities around the country have actually taken it out of their water. But dental health experts say that any negative health effects from fluoride are extremely rare. And by putting fluoride in our water, we're probably getting some health benefits that we would otherwise not have. Now, we talked to a hygienist today.
You're helping provide a mineral to your tooth that it's not normally getting. And in saying that, especially with kids, you're helping the enamel to stay strong. You're helping, it is a proven factor when you add that plus to start the oral hygiene regimen of fluoride in your toothpaste, you're actually helping it fight decay.
Now, if you decide to have your children use toothpaste with fluoride, make sure to talk to your pediatrician and dentist first. Now, when it comes to putting fluoride in water, the recommended amount is 0.7 milliliters per liter. So if you were to visualize that, that's the equivalent to just 1 cent out of $14,000. So fluoride levels are actually very minimal in comparison to how much water we are consuming. All right, let's get back to our lineup here, and we're taking a ride on what is called the Canna Bus. Yeah, check this out, a monthly tour bus that picks up seniors to teach them about cannabis.
People need to realize you are not a bunch of crazy people. We just want help.
As the marijuana industry continues to grow here in the United States, we're checking out how it's catering to baby boomers. You're watching The Now. This week we're talking about whether or not where we live really impacts our overall health. Today we're taking you to one of the healthiest cities in the country, and that's Cambridge, Massachusetts. The Now's Nicole Val with a look at what they're doing there that could work in our city.
The beautiful river, the rich history. This area isn't just home to Harvard University. It's also named as the headquarters for some of the healthiest people in the nation.
Oh, it's 6:30. It's game time. Good morning! Good morning!
So this morning,
make some noise.
They joined a group during one of their weekly workouts.
The great thing is you're going to do a lot of races today. Every Wednesday morning is stairs, so we always run Harvard Stadium.
The November Project started in 2011 as a free, fun way to keep people accountable.
If there's a torrential downpour, if there's 8 feet of snow, we're going to be here no matter what.
Chris Capozzi is one of the organizers and says since its birth 7 years ago,
count it down, 3, 2, 1.
Their mission has grown globally.
And it just started spreading worldwide, and now we're in 49 cities across the planet.
The roots of this movement began in Cambridge. No surprise to anyone here.
And Cambridge is already a fit city. I mean, people are biking everywhere, people are running.
So what are government leaders doing differently?
You have a group of people who for almost 100 years now have come together on a regular basis to sort of advance topics in health and wellness.
David Martin with the Massachusetts Health Council explains having a network of people focused on health policy is the key.
Working to increase taxes on cigarettes to make it less accessible for people, and then things like the workplace smoking ban.
Martin says they're also leading the charge in keeping youth on track.
Get into the classroom, have people that can come in and talk about it.
Bike shares here are sponsored by healthcare companies. Even top lawmakers are on the healthcare front lines.
The current governor is a former head of a health plan, and his Democratic challenger is the former head of a health plan.
But in order to make community health a priority, Martin says it all boils down to income.
And so you can see here in Massachusetts, ranking for poverty rate is lower than the national average. Living conditions are what make a big difference in people's ability to lead a healthy life.
Just show up.
Capozzi says getting the November Project into lower income cities is part of their plan to get people motivated.
It's always fun. It's tough, but it's fun.
No matter how much money anyone has.
Offering something that is free to get people moving, and you don't have to like reach in your pocket and pull out a credit card.
For the Now, I'm Nicole Vowell reporting.
All right, Nicole, thank you. And STEM fields are dominated by men. Now, that's just part of why many girls don't think of becoming an engineer or a scientist, but there is a new effort to change this. And then now Zany Taylor here with how you can get involved.
A study by Microsoft found that girls really do want to change the world, but only a third of them think that they can do it through science and math. Today, many organizations are trying to encourage girls to get excited about science. Many teachers and parents are also inspiring young girls. So today, Chevron is celebrating role models who inspired women to pursue STEM education and careers. Take a look.
To my 4th grade teacher. She pushed and challenged me to be what I am today, a roboticist.
Thanks to my mom, who always encouraged me to do whatever I wanted to do. When I was growing up, she always told me to pursue my dreams and not listen to what society told me. And now, thanks to her, I'm an aerospace engineer and I get to send spacecraft to other planets.
Now, those are some pretty neat jobs, but that same Microsoft survey also found that most girls lose interest in science and math as they get older. And that's why it's important that girls get the encouragement they need as they grow. So if you know someone who's making sure girls are inspired, you can also give them a shout out on Chevron's website, thankyourrolemodel.com. And get this, you could win $10,000 for doing it.
That's pretty cool, Annie. A local author and illustrator and a dog all working together, putting together a special children's book that actually benefits a good cause. Author Teresa Adamo and illustrator Jennifer Williams Cordova celebrated the release of their book, Indie, Oh Indie, with family and friends at Cafe Smitten tonight. Indie, Oh Indie, Wandering the Streets of Bakersfield is a joint effort by the pair. They share a mutual love of dogs, Bakersfield, and children's books. Indie, Oh Indie portrays the fictional adventures of a real-life terradoodle named Indy as she wanders the streets of Bakersfield in search of her forever family. The Adamo family adopted Indy from the Kern County Animal Shelter in 2008. Both the author and illustrator sharing with us today how the book all came together, including how Indy inspired the story.
We have conversations, and I would wonder where she came from. And I figure she's from Bakersfield somewhere, and so we just had these little chats about where she may have lived and who she lived with. And it just kind of grew from there. I just thought it could make a fun story.
There's so many, and each time I would do one, I would switch which one's my favorite. So I definitely love the Granny page. That was the first page I did that set the whole tone for the book. And then I love the Scooter page, and I love the Bluffs page. That's one of my favorite spots in Bakersfield anyway. So it was just fun to get to put all of the things I love into a book.
A portion of the book's proceeds will be donated to the animal shelter as well as the Bakersfield SPCA. The book sells for $10, and we have a link to purchase it on our website, turnto23.com. Very cool. Well, if you were out exploring Bakersfield today, it was a gorgeous day, sunshine, nice and warm in the afternoon, but we're starting to feel it cool down.
It is definitely cooling down, especially since the sun has already set. You can expect chilly mornings, but warm afternoons. We had a high of 85 degrees here in Bakersfield, which is 6 degrees above seasonal, which is at 79 for this time of year. So we're up 3 degrees right now here in Bakersfield, 2 in Tehachapi, as well as in our desert cities. And these warming temperatures will be continuing as we head into the rest of the week. That's all due to high pressure that is going to be pushing into the region, keeping us mild with clear skies, as well as very light winds. Today, tomorrow, Friday, as well as on Saturday, we're looking at just 12-mile-per-hour winds down at the base of the Grapevine, 6 here in Bakersfield and 7 in Isabella. But as temperatures slowly increase, our air quality will slightly be worsening. We'll still be in the moderate range tomorrow with an AQI of 63. So you can expect very similar temperatures tomorrow from what we were feeling today. 85 as a high here in Bakersfield, 79 up in the Kern River Valley, and 70 in Tehachapi. But it does look like Saturday is going to be the warmest day of the week with a high of 87 degrees. Then clouds rolling in on Sunday, continuing through the middle portion of next week. But temperatures are going to be dropping down to near seasonal by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week. The Now Bakersfield will be right back.
Now, you may think about younger people using marijuana, but there is a growing number of baby boomers starting to light up. Nearly 1 out of 10 50 to 64-year-olds have used pot in the past year. That's according to federal survey data. Now, that's double the percentage from a decade ago. The marijuana industry is cashing in, and the Now's Chris Welch takes us on the Canna Bus, a special bus for seniors.
Once a month, a luxury coach pulls up to this gated community in Orange County.
Oh, can you get my walker underneath? Yeah.
The passengers, all seniors.
All right, everybody.
The destination,
Again, we'll be taking off in just a couple minutes, okay?
a marijuana dispensary.
We just wanted to check it out.
Some are first-timers.
You're hoping to get off pain pills.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Others, frequent riders.
I have tried smoking the bud. They've got vaporizers. edibles. People need to realize you are not a bunch of crazy people. We just want help from our pain.
Seniors make up a growing customer base for pot shops, and places like Bud and Bloom know full well what they're doing by offering the bus service for free.
This is it? You gotta be kidding me. I thought it'd be a big supermarket.
The newbies, like Arthur Greenspan, start in here, a room in the back for finger foods and a class on cannabis.
For them, education is huge as far as like providing them with cannabis and parts of the plant that's not going to get them high.
I cleaned it on
your tongue? Yeah.
And you start to fly? No.
All right.
But returning customers like Sandy Sofer
Ooh, that's got an odd smell.
make a beeline to the bud.
This is a sativa. It is good if you want to stay awake during the day, you want to do your laundry, you want a little lift, you have pain, but you want to function.
Her only regret? The fact that her 99-year-old father won't give it a try as well.
Because of the stigma, and if the neighbors know, what will the neighbors think?
A stigma she shed long ago.
Alex says, this man knows what I like.
Reporting for The Now in Santa Ana, California, I'm Chris Welch.
All right, Chris, thank you. And you can hear we've changed up the music a little bit. Might be a little too soon, but hey, science says when you're ready to decorate for the holiday season, that says something about us. If you're watching The Now, we'll break that down next.
Santa's coming to town. Oh my God!
Yeah, a lot of times there's really no in-between. You're either as excited about Christmas and the holiday season as this guy, or you're just a total Grinch. Now, regardless of how you feel about the holidays, science says decorating early for Christmas may actually be good for your mood. Now, here's what the Now's Annie Taylor found about what psychologists are saying about it.
Well, Chris, psychologists are saying there are actually a lot of things about those twinkly lights that make us cheerful. Believe it or not, the colorful lights can provide a type of colorful therapy, also known as chromotherapy. The theory behind this is that different colors set a certain brightness can change our mood. So red is supposed to help us breathe better, and green is supposed to keep us calm. And then there are more obvious things about Christmas that come into play, like nostalgia. And if you have some good, amazing childhood memories like I do surrounding the holidays, well, Christmas decorating will help you get in touch with your inner child. And one study in the Journal of Environmental Psychology showed that people who covered their home in garland and lights and ornaments were more friendly and more inviting. But Chris, on the other hand, if you're a total Grinch, which are you?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, just
I'm
making
all
sure.
there with the holiday season. Love it.
Psychologists do have some advice for you, though, if you are a Grinch. They suggest that you create your own holiday tradition so that you have something to look forward to every year.
That is good. It's good that, mentally helps everybody out. We'll say, though, huge fan of Thanksgiving. Christmas decorations don't go up
and
until
everyone knows
after Thanksgiving.
Everyone knows, though, that I decorate before Thanksgiving.
A lot of holiday cheer in the newsroom. All right, Annie, thanks. All right, we do talk about the opioid crisis in this country a lot because it is important. And tomorrow here on The Now, our investigative team takes a look at a controversial approach to stop overdoses, and it involves giving inmates drugs behind bars. Could this be a solution?
And coming up tonight on 23 ABC News at 11, a look at a local nonprofit group, Links for Life, as they prepare for one of their biggest fundraisers, the Paint the Town Pink fashion show, all to help those living with or who have had breast cancer. We have that story and much more tonight on 23 ABC News at 11. Looking ahead, though, we are looking forward to some great temperatures, especially tomorrow.
It is going to be so nice if you are planning on heading out to Third Thursday, sunny in the afternoon, 5:30 when the event starts, 83 degrees, but as soon as the sun sets, cooling down to 71 by 8:30. But temperatures are slowly going to be increasing through Saturday, which is going to be the warmest day of the week with a high of 87. And then cooling down in air quotes, but it'll be cooler next week.
A little bit is great. That's going to do it for us on The Now Bakersfield. We'll see you back here tonight for 23 ABC News at 11.